again this afternoon with another Connect for Real, and it's going to be a treat, y'all, because we have Gogo Bethke. Hi, Gogo. How are you today?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on. So we're going to dive right on in and start with our icebreaker questions. These are going to be some very serious questions to get the conversation going. So I expect some very serious answers out of you, okay?
Let's do it. Okay.
Tell me, what was your first job?
I worked in a cell phone store in Romania.
Oh, so what type of store is this?
Cell phones, selling Nokias.
Nice.
When I
How
was
much
like,
money did you make back then? How much money was it?
probably like $40 a month, and that was really good income.
$40 a month?
Probably.
Oh, wow. Okay, so then when are you more productive, at night or in the morning?
Both. Different production. I'm more needing to get shit done in the morning. At night, I'm more creative. That's where I think of all the things that we should be doing.
Okay, I love that. Are you a battery powered or a manual toothbrush girl?
Manual. It's my control, honey, how we do anything.
Yes.
That's some
All
technology.
the guys have battery powered, and I'm like, why? No, I've got to do it.
I have them. I know how many times, how many sides. Like I got it down.
I need the control. Even on brushing my teeth, I need the control.
Okay. Nobody's brushing my teeth. But
so then what tells you the most about a person when you first meet them?
Energy. Your energy introduces you before you ever enter the room.
So you're an energy person. Okay.
Gut feeling when you are like, if I never see you again, I'll be perfectly fine. I always listen to that.
Love it. All right. So last question I'm going to ask. One word. Give me one word that you think, or maybe a phrase, but the one word or phrase that you think is the reason that 90% of the people that get into the real estate industry fail.
Okay. I'll give you my favorite quote. If you want to be the top 1%, you need to do what 99% is not willing. 99% is not willing to do what it takes to be top 1%. 99% of them come into the industry because they watch HGTV, and I'll give them credit. They do make it very simple. They usually show 3 houses. They buy one of them. They collect butterflies and sharpen pencils, and they are ready to buy a $2 million waterfront. They have 7 dogs and a cat and a fucking cockatoos coming with them. Excuse my French.
Yeah. I love your French.
And suddenly it's available, and it's not multi-bidding, and they crossed their T's and dotted their I's, and it's freaking La La Land, and nobody had an attitude and talked back to you, and you know what I mean? It's not like that though. It's nothing like that. I remember finally realized, we say thick skin is what you need in the industry. I mean, you need the elephant thick skin like 100 times over by 9 o'clock in the morning every single day.
I agree. I 100% agree. No, I love that. They're not putting in the work, essentially. Okay. So then let's dive into the interview. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of Gogo. Okay. So whenever I set up these interviews, I always ask this question. If you had to do a TED Talk tomorrow, you were totally ill prepared for it, what would be the name? And your name was From Au Pair to Millionaire. So let's talk a little bit about how you got into the business. So did you come here? I know you came from Romania. Were you an au pair originally? Okay, so tell me a little bit about, you came over and then your first year of real estate, going from being an au pair to actually getting into real estate.
So it was a few years in between. So I came to the US in 2003 as an au pair. My host parents were in Michigan. I was taking care of a family of 4 children. And I met Dwayne 2 months after. Dwayne's my husband. I met him 2 months after I got to the US. And I moved in 2 months after that. And 2 months after that, we were married. So this is our 19th year together. And so I didn't get licensed until 2011. So 8 years went by. In that period of time, I did all kinds of jobs, from working in a jewelry store to working in restaurant, food safety, working as a waitress, plastics department, data entry, front desk. I worked shipping and receiving in a warehouse, like you name it, I worked it. It was a process of elimination, what I don't want to be when I grow up. And then 2011, my neighbor told me I should be a realtor. What a great idea. So I did. And here we are now 10 years later.
Awesome. So then tell me about your first year in real estate. Did you just come out of the womb being a rock star real estate agent?
Absolutely. Made millions of dollars in retired year 1. Yeah, I don't even know what we are doing here today. No, that's a no. It's I don't think there is such a thing as overnight success. By the time you see people's success, they've been in it for a while. You just get to notice them because they finally made a name for themselves in the industry that they work in. But so the very first year I made $16,000. Yep. Can you live off of that? My expenses were probably more than that.
16, like 1.6?
Yeah, 1.6.
So then at what point of being that broke did you think you needed to quit? Because I would feel like if I made 16 grand, I'd be like, this probably ain't for me. So like, why didn't you quit?
I remember Tony Robbins saying is like, if you give up on things, it's like, I always think of that baby that just learns how to walk. And imagine if it gave up the first time it fell. You were like, well, this walking thing is not for me. It's not working.
Yes.
I'm just gonna give up on this walking altogether and crawl for the rest of my life. Like, no, it's not an option. I'm the sorest loser you ever made.
Next to me.
Sorest loser. So we are up there, two of us suggest everybody get out of the way. I'm coming. Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't also getting into it wasn't my idea. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to be a realtor when I grow up and I'm going to be a top producer with the mega icon team. Like there was never, I didn't even want to be a realtor. It wasn't even my idea. It was more like a neighbor thought I would make a good realtor. I was freaking bored and a stay-at-home mom. Why not? I'm smart. I can go past get a license. So that's how it happened. So for me, initially, I just wanted to make enough money to be able to afford to go home to Romania every summer. Mind you, I'm in Michigan. So I usually go home every summer, 6 to 8 weeks. And that's our hot season. Like that's when people sell real estate in Michigan. And here I am, peace out, I'm going to Romania. So I just wanted to make enough money to be able to afford airplane tickets home, take my kids and husband and all that, which is tens of thousands of dollars by the time we get home in 8 weeks and spending money and all that. And I wanted to have enough money for spring break. So that was my initial, we lived off of my husband's income. I just wanted to add on to that income so we can afford a nice life for ourselves and our children. So that's how it started out for me. So it was initially when I got licensed, my boys were 2 and 4. So my goal was to stay home with them. I never got a sitter for my kids. I always stayed home. And when Dwayne would come home in the evenings and on the weekends, I would hand him the baby and go show a house in the evening, or hand him the baby and go hold an open house on the weekend. So that was it. And then next year after that, which is my year 4 or 5 in the industry, is when they both went to school full time. So that's when I started working full time. So it took me, I doubled my income every year. So second year I made like 37. The third year I made 76. The fourth year I made 156, I think. And then it just went on and on. I pretty much doubled my income every single year. But initially I only worked part-time.
Okay, fair enough. So then tell me kind of what was your breakthrough moment? Because a lot of the agents that watch my videos are newer agents. They struggle really, really hard with getting in. Like you said, they're not really putting in the work. And when you first started, you were part-time, so you weren't really able to put in the work. What was kind of a pivotal moment in your business where you realized like, oh shit, I've got something here. Like I'm good at this. I need to turn this into an actual business. Like what was kind of that moment for you?
I mean, there were so many, gosh, I don't even, for different reasons, you know what I mean? But the one that pops in my head right now is when I got my real estate coach, which was $1,000 a phone call. And I remember on one of the very first calls, she asked me, how much money you want to make? And I was like, oh, I want to sell 21 transactions that year, or whatever the number was.
Right.
And she was like, no, how much money you want to make? And I was like, oh. I never thought of it that way. I always just wanted to double my previous year production. So if I did 12 transactions, I wanted to make 24. If I did 24, I wanted to do 48. Like I always just wanted to double my production. And she's like, no, don't waste my time. I asked you not how much houses you want to sell, how much money you want to make.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want to make 150,000 that year. So she goes, okay, so here's a few ways how you can do it. You can do whatever the math was. I can't remember the exact numbers. Right. She says you can do 10 properties at, what was it, 500,000 a piece. It's 150,000 in income minus your 20% you pay to the brokerage. So let's sell 17 properties or 12 properties and right. you'll break the 150. Or you can go sell 30 properties for 250 a piece. And I was like, oh. Oh, so I don't need to sell 48 transactions to double the amount of work.
Absolutely.
I need to double the amount of income.
Correct.
And do less work.
Isn't that so crazy that they don't, that this isn't what they teach? It boggles my mind. I had kind of the same epiphany, but mine didn't come from a coach. Mine just came from something that ended up happening. So my first year, I think my average sale price was like 205,000, right? But I did 32 transactions my very first year. So I did really well. But then that second year, I was like, I'm tired. I don't want to do all these damn transactions. But my price point jumped to 310,000.
Yeah. So we're like, oh.
So I was working like half the amount of time, but I made the same money. And because then I had so much free time, I started doing more marketing consulting. And that's when we got kind of into flipping
businesses and team. And
like, why are you working so much? Why don't y'all try to work less and just make more and sell the whole gag?
And another lesson in that same exact scenario, what happened is own it. Say it out loud to the universe what you want to make. Guess how much money I made that year? When I said out to the universe how much money I want to make.
You made 150.
156.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love that.
And I was like, the first time I realized that your thoughts literally work like freaking magnet. I always tell people, your life is a GPS. As long as you know where you at, and as long as you know where the frick you going, it's gonna take you there.
Absolutely.
It's gonna give you multiple options, but it's gonna give you options that you can choose to get from A to B. But you have to know where you at, and you have to know where the heck you're going.
I love that. I love that. So, okay, so you got in about 5 years part-time, then you did pretty good, and then you realized, oh, I can actually make more by doing all of these other things. So let's talk about how GoGo morphed from being, a top producing agent and being a solo agent into then kind of building out a team, and then where you are now at EXP with this crazy residual income that's been built up and this team of almost 500 agents across the country. Like let's talk about the transition from that, because that was very difficult for me. I own my own brokerage from being a solo agent and producing to then going into being a leader. That's a total mind flip. And we're so trained that we're supposed to sell houses. And I felt like such a fraud because I'm like, I'm not selling houses anymore, but I'm teaching people how to sell houses. But I can't teach you how to sell houses efficiently.
Kurt, my sponsor, explained it this way, and I was like, oh my gosh, I never thought of it this way. Which one? The saying, you can have absolutely everything in life. The more people you have, get what they want. Correct? Yes. The more you give, the more you get. It's that in a simple way. Well, Kurt said it this way: where is my time best spent? Should I go and sell the average of 4 to 8 homes a month that I usually pull? Or should I teach 500 agents to sell 1 house a month?
Yes.
Where is my time better spent? Should I keep all the knowledge to myself and then go have a mediocre life? Or should I take my knowledge or keep my leads and give it to my local team so they can work it, or feed it out to our national or international team so they can work it? It's helping everybody else's family. In the meantime, my time best spent is helping other agents do the same. That is a much bigger impact than I can make on society and in the real estate industry than if I just went and played out my mediocre life by doing 4 to 8 transactions a month.
I love you. I really love you.
Have a mediocre life, okay? I'm not going to half-ass this. Whatever we are doing, we are going to go above and beyond and give 100% plus tax, charge tax when you know your worth, and help others in the making. So I'm much better off helping others sell, even if it's 1 transaction per 500 agents a month, that's 500 transactions versus mine.
So then what do you say to these brand new agents? So people are watching, they're new agents, they just got into the business. What are they supposed to do the first 30 days? And what is their mindset supposed to be those first 30 days?
So I was, and I still am, anything new that I ever try out, I am that annoying 3-year-old that asks a million questions, but why? I don't understand it. Why? Can you tell me why? But why? But why? But why? Why? Can you tell me why? I will ask questions until I understand it. So the first thing I did is I interviewed every single freaking top producer in the office. Knock, knock. Excuse me. Can you tell me how you do your things? Why? But why do you do that? How much does that cost you? Where did you find that person? Did you hire them on a website? What is this document? Why do you have that on your desk? What is that? How do you keep track of your files? How do you make an offer? How do you negotiate? How do you market? How much do you spend? Do you buy Zillow leads? Do you have a Facebook business page? Like I could freaking continue on of all of the different questions I did. So I did process of elimination. I interviewed freaking everybody. Then I went into, hold on a minute. We can't close a real estate transaction without a lender. We can't close a real estate transaction without title company, appraiser, inspector, well, and septic inspector continue. Then I started going through Yellow Pages or whatever we had at the time. And I started interviewing everybody that was good in the industry. And when I met with a lender, I said, hey, do you have another lender in mind that does business just like you or nothing like you? I want to interview them. I want to find out who are the people that I can work with. Then if my agents are like, hey, Gogo, I haven't had a closing in a month, guess what I'm going to ask them? Show me your schedule.
Oh, yeah.
How many state meetings did you attend? How many Team Gogo meetings did you attend? Did you go through your boot camp? Did you go through agent attraction course? Did you go through fast track? How many open houses did you attend this weekend? Do you hold at least 2 every single weekend? Did you interview your local vendors? Who's your favorite title company? What can and cannot they do? How about the lenders? Can they do vacant land? Can they do new construction? How about rural development loan, VA loans, HUD? Like continue through all of the things. There's a long list of things that show me your schedule. I show your success.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they should be focusing on what it sounds like to me is what you're saying is that they just need to be focused on building a network around them.
Exactly. Your network is your net worth.
Absolutely. Because, and I think that's something that's so daunting to so many new agents. They think that they're supposed to be information givers and that they're supposed to know everything when they get in the business. And so then they're like, well, I'm scared to tell someone because I don't know everything. You're not supposed to know everything.
But I still don't know everything. 11 years old, possibly know everything. There isn't a person on earth that's an everything knower.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Nobody knows everything.
It is mind-boggling. So what I always say to new agents, and what my whole little shtick is that I tell them is pretend like they're building a store. I feel like people get so caught up when they get into real estate because they can't see their business. But if you were to go out today and rent a storefront for Gogo's Boutique, and you're paying $3,500 a month for that storefront, and there's nothing there. There's nothing on the inside. There's nothing on the outside. You're sitting on the sidewalk living out that empty ass store. I don't have to tell you what to do. You know what you need to do. I need a sign. I need store hours. I need marketing. I need all of these things. So I kind of take them through
service, and I need I need marketing. If I can afford it, I need to do it myself. I need to, you need to get the word out there.
Absolutely.
There's something I wanted to say and I forgot. That's okay. It'll come to me.
But no, I love that you're like, you know what, build out your network. So when you have those questions, then you're there. So then let's talk, because you have a lot of coaching and training and all of this for agents with having this large team. So let's talk a little bit about Gogo's Bootcamp. So you were a solo agent. You then kind of started a team. You're now over at EXP. You have a gigantic team. And now you built out all of these tools for EXP agents as well as agents outside of EXP. Like, how did Gogo's Bootcamp get born?
So Gogo's Bootcamp was in existence prior to EXP. I think we started it while I was still at Keller, if not maybe even before then.
Oh, okay.
I think it was during Keller. Yeah, it's not an EXP product by any means. I had my bootcamp prior to coming over to EXP. The two have no correlation. So Gogo's Bootcamp started with sharing my knowledge, because I got to the point where literally people would ask me all the time, I think you're on the wrong site. I think this is our old website. Yeah, this is Gogo's Real Estate.
That's your old one? That's Gogo's Real Estate?
Yeah, that's our old website. Gogo's Real Estate Team is our current real estate site. That's KV Core. Gogo's Bootcamp is the bootcamp, and then GoGoBathkey.com is everything that I do. So if you want to go to GoGoBathkey.com and show it very quick, that is my everything website. So me as a human being / realtor, everything that I do, from podcast to events to listing site to buy side transaction, how can someone partner with me? Everything that I do is on GoGoBathkey.com. Now back to the course. Yeah, so I strongly recommend for all realtors, you're not just a realtor. There's multiple different ways how we can make money in real estate. You can be a buyer's agent. You can be a listing agent. You can go on podcasts and share your education. You can have affiliate links and make affiliate income. So a million different ways. So I always want to have one side that if somebody in the past, I was like, oh, I want to invite you to a podcast. Okay, send an email here. Oh, I want to join and partner with you. Okay, so send an email there. Oh, I want to sell my house with you. Okay, go to my seller. Like it was just, it was like too many websites, too many links. So I wanted to have one website where anything that I do is on one page. So that's the GoGoBathkey. Back to Gogo Bootcamp got started. So the way that got started is that I would go to events and speak and teach and coach and share my knowledge about social media all the time. Or even prior to that, people would stop and ask me all the time, like, hey, Gogo, why do you do that? And I would be repeating the same question. Hey, Gogo, how do you do that? Hey, Gogo, can you tell me about this? Hey, Gogo, can you tell me about that? I felt like a parrot, like a broken record. The same question over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I was like, this is ridiculous. I need to record myself. So initially it just started with the idea that I'm going to record my knowledge on videos. And then eventually it got turned into a course. So we have two different courses on GoGo's Bootcamp. The regular one is, this is what you see here. This is our social media course. This is everything social media from the bottom up, from the very basic part of what is social media and why you are doing it and what works on one platform and what doesn't work on the other platform, all the way through mindset, all the way through a 10-week bootcamp series, and then also all the way to from the organic side of how to brand organically, because I never ran an ad for leads ever in my career. I never bought a lead in my career. So what I teach in these courses is literally organic social media. Then I partnered with Sammy, who's my business partner now, and he's an amazing digital marketer. And now he has his course inside in here that teaches you how to do the same with ads. But now the goal is to have very little ad spend, because when you do this right with organic following, then your ad spend is so little because you're technically targeting your people. You're not getting strangers. So the cost of your Facebook ad, so there's a whole, as you can see it, a Facebook ad depository. Literally you have 45 plus proven Facebook ads that you can just click of a button, add it right into your Facebook manager account and just start running the ads. Like you literally can take all of our ads, which I don't run ads for the real estate side, but Sammy, being a digital marketer, he runs ads for many, many top producing teams only. Now he does not run ads for agents anymore, only large teams. And so all of the ads that are proven, that are lead generating, lead magnet ads, are literally with a click of a button, you can take it and copy it. So hundreds and hundreds of hours of content and video to learn how to do everything on the organic side and how to do everything on the paid side.
That is awesome. That is so, so cool. So you wanted to do a little giveaway though. So for everyone that's watching now, GoGo. So how much normally is GoGo's Bootcamp? Like what's the cost on it?
Social media course is $14.99.
Okay, so it's $14.99 for that. And you are doing what, a 50% off?
Yes. And you get to choose the winner. You tell me who the winner is.
So the winner will be the person that can answer first over in the comments and let me know, how long was GoGo part-time before she became a full-time agent? So go in and comment down below. Go in and comment. How many years was she a part-time agent before she became full-time? First person to answer that, GoGo will give you 50% off of her course. And that is so much and so valuable on information on what you need for social media. Like it's really all that you need to get going. And GoGo, didn't you just get some exciting news from ClickFunnels? Because you do a lot of things with ClickFunnels. Like right before we got on the call, tell us a little bit about that. How in the hell did you get into ClickFunnels anyway?
So, I mean, I can't say I got into ClickFunnels. That's Sammy. So I create content. He does the backdoor, whatever it takes to push it out there for the public and have the, have the dashboards and, everything that we do up and running. So he built a site on ClickFunnels and there we are. But today, we got an amazing confirmation email from Russell Brunson and the ClickFunnels company that we are approved for our 2 Comma Club award, which means that we have sold over 7 digits.
Wow.
In bootcamp sales. That's why there's 2 commas in there, because in $1 million there is 2 commas.
That is so cool, GoGo. That is, did you ever think, like when you got into real estate and then you started doing it full time and then you moved from KW to EXP, like, did you think this was going to be your life?
Yes and no. So even from day one, as I can recollect, as I have recollections of my life, I always knew that I don't belong in Romania. Nothing against Romania. I always felt a little bit like an oddball out in my family. I always felt oddball out in my friends. I'm still the oddball out. My friends always make fun of me and of like my blunt personality and all of those things. But I always knew that I'm going to have a very, very good life. I always joke and say that my past life must have really sucked and God's trying to make up for it in this one. Because that one is definitely very, very good. So to answer your question in a roundabout way, I always knew that I am destined for a great life. I didn't necessarily knew what the avenue is going to be. I certainly have the work ethic to match the big dreams. So I'm not sitting around changing the channel on the TV and waiting for it to show up and manifest in my life. I have the work ethic to manifest what I want. I do believe in manifestation. I do believe you need to know what you want. So yes and no. I always knew that I was meant for a great life. I just didn't know what the avenue is going to be to take me there.
Love that. Love that. And I would say probably the same for me. I grew up in a really small town in Texas. I still live here, but it is very interesting state. And I always felt like in that very small town, I was trapped. I can vividly remember in high school, everyone saying like, I can't wait to graduate so I can get me an apartment. And I remember saying to my group of friends, do y'all ever wonder who owns apartment complexes? I said that.
So I remember driving down with my parents in the car. I must have been like 8, 9 years old. And I'm sitting on the back seat, and the side of the mountain, there was this huge house. And I was looking at it, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, I can't wait to have a big house like that one day. And my mom said, you're going to have to clean it.
Wow.
And I was like, no. I'm going to hire somebody.
Hire someone to clean it.
My mom's automatic reaction was, if you have a big house, you have to clean it because she's always in the housewife. Right. You know, I mean, where my reaction was like, oh, hell no. If I can
clean it,
I can afford somebody cleaning it.
I just want to own it. Yeah. I mean, my mindset's always been different as well. So I love that. And you and I have climbed the ranks with, you know, bringing agents in and helping them over at EXP. And so it's so awesome to just be able to chat and collaborate with you. And just like girl power, bring it on. and it's exactly what you said when you first.
When they share the numbers, I was like, look at us girls go.
I know. And it's just like what you said in the beginning, like, I'm the biggest sore loser. I was like, yeah, next to me. And you were like, we literally like push our way. We did. We pushed our way from the very bottom to the top. And we're like, hey guys. So I absolutely love it.
These two cute little things, just neither one of us is a giant in real life.
So we're definitely going to have to do this. We have to do this again because I really want to bring you back on, talk a little bit more about Gogo's Bootcamp, kind of really get that out there. Guys, this is a phenomenal product. I have a couple of my agents that have actually purchased it that are in my group and on my team that have raved about it. And so definitely check that out.
We are going to add on a lot more content because, you know, as Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and everything is changing, and then the market changes. And right. When I used to say, don't ever make an offer sight unseen, now I'm like, you want a house? Make an offer sight unseen. You can always work. Yeah, so we have to update things. So we are definitely adding on a lot of content, and then the price is going to go up. But everybody that's opted in, like I have agents that bought my course for $49. If they trusted me enough, where we only had the first series out, they got everything since for free. I always say everybody opts in, it's lifetime access. You'll get everything for free for the rest of Gogo's Bootcamp. So as we are adding on, the new people will pay full price to what they're buying at this time. But if you trusted me and you grew with me, you're literally growing with me. So that on the social media side, and then we didn't get a chance to talk about it. So then I did another course, the Agent Attraction course. And that's our bigger success. And that's not an EXP attraction by any means. It's attraction period to any broker owner or team leader that they're growing their own organization, teams or brokerages. And that's our biggest success now. It's everything that I do on the Agent Attraction side, which yourself, you are one of the 0.2% in the company, and I'm very proud of it. So now there is a course on that, helping other agents to grow their teams and brokerages if that's where they are in their career.
Awesome. I see all of your ads. Every time I open Facebook, I'm like, there's Gogo.
Sammy's doing a really good job.
Sammy is kicking ass because every time I'm like, there she is. That's why she's winning. So no, I love it. Well, thank you so much for being on today, guys. Go check her out. Head over to gogosbootcamp.com or head over to gogobethke.com. Check her out. All of her products are phenomenal. And if you're wanting to link up at all, learn a little bit, join EXP, feel free down in the bottom. I'll have a link for Gogo's information as well as a link to book a call with me. And we would love to hear from you guys. So until next time, thanks for a great Connect for Real. Peace, love, and sales, y'all.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back.